Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Previously we have started with the chapter Life Processes where we have seen about nutrition, respiration, transportation, excretion, all the intro part, as well as we have started with the main topic nutrition, the types of nutrition. Today's class we will be focusing on types of autotrophic mode of nutrition, what is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In the same way, what are the types of heterotrophic mode of nutrition? So let's begin. If we start with the very first topic, autotrophic mode of nutrition, here we are going to see its types. But just for a short recap, let's divide these terms, break these terms in order to get the meaning. Here you can notice the word auto meaning self. The word trophic is there. It comes from the word trophos, meaning nourishment. So the organisms which are capable of self-nourishment, this mode of nutrition is called autotrophic. Similarly, if we talk about heterotrophic, on the other hand, here notice the word hetero, which comes from the word heteros, meaning others. And as it is, the word trophos, meaning nourishment. The mode of nutrition in which organisms depend on others for nourishment purpose, you can say, or for nutrition, or in order to gain nutrients from the food. That mode of nutrition is called heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The organisms who follow autotrophic mode of nutrition are so called as autotrophs. Similarly, if we know that autotrophic mode of nutrition, the organisms who follow this, they are called autotrophs. Coming to this part, the organisms who follow heterotrophic mode of nutrition are called as heterotrophs, as they depend on others for nourishment or nutrition purpose. Now, let us start with the types of autotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic mode of nutrition is actually divided into two main types. Based on the energy used, they are divided into two categories or two types or two modes. The very first is photoautotrophic, and the second one is chemoautotrophic. Like this, if we break the word, we will get the meaning. We take the word photo. As you know, the word photo means light. You take the word chemo. Here the word chemo means chemicals. Chemicals as in, is it like fertilizer, manure, pesticides and all of that? No. Here chemicals means the elements which plants will be using, such as nitrogen, sulfur, potassium, for phosphorus, nitrogen, sulfur, we are having potassium, as well as you can take phosphorus. Now talking about photoautotrophic mode of nutrition. Here the word photo means light, auto means self, the word trophic comes from the word trophos meaning nourishment. Same like that, chemo means chemicals, auto means self, trophic comes from the word trophos meaning nourishment. The mode of nutrition in which organisms use light energy. So as I was saying, chemoautotrophic mode of nutrition, the word chemo means chemicals such as elements, we can take nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, potassium. The word auto meaning self, the word trophic comes from the word trophos meaning nourishment. The organisms who follow this mode of nutrition are called photoautotrophs. So it becomes very similar like how autotrophic mode of nutrition following organisms are called autotrophs. Now talking about chemoautotrophic, the organisms are called chemoautotrophic. autotrophs. Okay, now examples if we say all green plants, algae and certain bacteria. These are the organisms are called photoautotrophs. As they follow photoautotrophic mode of nutrition, they use the light energy and they prepare their own food. Similarly, coming to chemoautotrophic mode of nutrition. Here let's take the examples. You must have heard about nitrifying bacteria. Nitrifying bacteria like Rhizobium, Anabaena, blue-green algae, etc. As well as if you take purple sulfur bacteria. These are the organisms so called as chemoautotrophs. Why are they called that? Because they follow chemoautotrophic mode of nutrition, where they use chemical energy in the form of nitrogen or sulfur or phosphorus or potassium and manufacture or prepare their own food. This is how they are capable of self-nourishment. Now these were the types of autotrophic mode of nutrition. In our previous video, we have completed about the photoautotrophic mode of nutrition, where we have seen how the organisms are capable of production of their own food using a process called as photosynthesis, where light energy involvement is there along with the raw materials. So photosynthesis part already we have seen. Moving on to the next part, heterotrophic mode of nutrition. If we notice heterotrophic mode of nutrition, the organism would depend on others for nourishment purpose in order to gain nutrients, in order to get energy and carry out different activities in life. Now coming to heterotrophic mode of nutrition, let us discuss the types of heterotrophic mode of nutrition as we have seen in the case of autotrophic mode of nutrition. So if we notice, heterotrophic mode of nutrition are having different types. Let us see. The very first, parasitic mode of nutrition. Saprophytic mode of nutrition. This saprophytic mode of nutrition, you can also call it as saprotrophic mode of nutrition. Similarly, symbiotic mode of nutrition, insectivorous mode, and not forgetting something new, that is Holozoic mode of nutrition. As you can notice, the 5 types of heterotrophic mode of nutrition are as follows in front of you. Parasitic mode of nutrition, a type of nutrition in which the organisms are called as parasites, or you can call them as parasitic organisms. These organisms depend on host body and obtain nutrition as well as stay on their body for shelter purpose. So that mode of nutrition is called parasitic. So it is a condition where a type of mode of nutrition in heterotrophic where the parasites are depending on the host body to obtain nutrition as well as stay on their body for shelter purpose. Those organisms are so called as parasites. We take the example of Cuscuta amoebilis, which is a plant parasite. We take the example of lice, leech, which come under the animal parasite. Now coming under the parasitic mode of nutrition, they are again divided based on their location, whether they are found in the external surface or the internal surface, that is on the body surface or inside the body. So they are ectoparasite and endoparasite. If they are found inside the body, that is endoparasite. Like you take the example of tapeworm, roundworm, liver fluke. These are helminthic worms which are found in the different parts of our body which affect the internal organs. So they are endoparasite. You take this example, Cuscuta, lice, leech. These are found on the external surface. So that's why they are ectoparasite. Now, talking about the next type of mode of nutrition, saprophytic, which is also called saprotrophic mode of nutrition. The organism which follows this mode of nutrition, they are called as saprotrophs, or they are also called saprophytes, and they are also called as saprotrophic organisms or saprophytic organisms. There is one more word existing. You can call them as saprobes. So these are the different synonyms you should be knowing. So in this type of nutrition or in this mode of nutrition, we see organism depends upon dead and decaying organic matter and absorbs the nutrition. It is a type of extracellular digestion. Like outside the body only, they will absorb all the nutrients from the external surface or from the external media and gain nutrition. This is a type of nutrition called as saprophytic, which you also call as saprotrophic. You take the example of fungi. You take the example of rhizopus. You take the example of different fungi group organisms, bread mold. They depend upon the dead and decaying organic matter and absorb all the nutrients. Moving on to the next, symbiotic. The organisms who follow symbiotic mode of nutrition, they are called as symbionts or symbiotic organisms. Here what exactly happens in this kind of nutrition? There is a mutual benefit between two organisms, a association. What exactly happens in symbiotic is, for example, you take lichen. As you know, lichen, which we use normally for making the litmus paper. That is, a lichen is a symbiotic association between two organisms, algae and fungi. Here what exactly is happening is, algae as we have seen in the previous part is a photoautotroph, it will prepare its own food, whereas fungi is a heterotroph, it cannot prepare its own food. So what exactly is happening? See, algae is there which will provide the food, which will provide the energy, whereas fungi is there, it will give the shelter, fungi is providing the nutrients. So this is there is a mutual benefit, sharing of nutrients and food or sharing of two things. Such kind of mutual association in two organisms is called as symbiotic association, you can say. Symbiotic nutrition, you can say, or you can also call it as symbiosis. Organisms who follow them are called symbionts or symbiotic organisms. Example, you can take lichen, which is an association between an alga and fungi. You can take the example of mycorrhizae. You can also take the example of leguminous plants along with the rhizobium bacteria. What happens over here? Rhizobium bacteria, which is taking the nitrogen from the atmosphere and converting it to the compound form, that is doing nitrogen fixation. It is giving that indirect form of nitrogen to the plant. So plant is actually giving this shelter for the organism to stay. So this is how there is a mutual benefit between both the organisms. That's why this is called symbiotic association or relationship or symbiosis. Coming to insectivorous mode. Insect eating plants are called as insectivorous. Like you take the best example of pitcher plant, Venus flytrap, sundew. So these are the different examples where we see the plant is insectivorous in nature. Let me tell you one fact about insectivorous plants. That is, they are partially autotrophic in nature. They do perform the process of photosynthesis by absorbing light energy and prepare their own food, but it's partial one, incomplete one. Why they are coming under heterotrophic mode of nutrition? Because insectivorous plants are also called carnivorous plants. These are insect eating plants. They are actually partially autotrophic in nature. They do perform the process of photosynthesis. Then a question arises, why do they follow heterotrophic mode of nutrition? That is because these organisms are grown in the region where there is nitrogen deficiency. In order to gain that deficiency, in order to gain the nitrogen, they will be depending on the plants, on the organisms such as insects, and take nutrition from them. So example is pitcher plant, Venus flytrap, sundew, etc. So what happens? The organism traps the insect in its pitcher or in a structure, and then it will digest the organism by using its digestive juices. Moving on to the last one, Holozoic mode of nutrition. Holozoic mode of nutrition, we discuss here human beings, amoeba, paramecium, all the organisms, majority of the organisms follow the Holozoic mode of nutrition. Here what is happening is an organism will break down the complex substance into a simpler one and obtain nutrition. This Holozoic mode of nutrition is carried out in 5 steps, starting with ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. This is how, in these 5 steps, Holozoic mode of nutrition is completed in the case of human beings and amoeba. Let's recap what we have seen in today's class. We have seen what is autotrophic mode of nutrition, what are the types of autotrophic mode of nutrition with examples, with definitions, and what are autotrophic mode of nutrition. Those who follow them are called autotrophs, as well as those who follow photoautotrophic, those who follow chemoautotrophic, what are they called? We have seen. Followed by that, we have seen what is heterotrophic mode of nutrition, and the organisms who follow this are called heterotrophs. These organisms are the one who depend on others for nourishment, and the different types of heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In the NCERT textbook of 10th standard, this year we'll be focusing on Holozoic mode of nutrition, saprotrophic mode of nutrition, parasitic mode of nutrition. As a part of information, you should be knowing insectivorous and symbiotic also. Hope you have understood all of this. Thank you so much.